Welcome to the Transitions Daily podcast. Transitions Daily is an online recovery group that offers a daily distribution of popular recovery resources accompanied by a secret Facebook group for discussion. We hope you enjoy today's readings.
This is Transitions Daily for February 25th, read by Sarah M. from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. AA Thoughts for the Day. Powerlessness. Who cares to admit complete defeat? Practically no one, of course. Every natural instinct cries out against the idea of personal powerlessness. It is truly awful to admit that, glass in hand, we have warped our minds into such an obsession for destructive drinking that only an act of providence can remove it from us. 12 Steps in 12 Traditions, page 21. Thought to consider. We surrender to win. AA acronyms. SWAT. Surrender, willingness, acceptance, and trust. Just for today. Insanity, from Bill's story. Shortly afterward, I came home drunk. There had been no fight. Where had been my high resolve? I simply didn't know. It hadn't even come to mind. Someone had pushed a drink my way and I had taken it. Was I crazy? I began to wonder, for such an appalling lack of perspective seemed near being just that. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 5. Daily Reflections. The Challenge of Failure. In God's economy, nothing is wasted. Through failure, we learn a lesson in humility, which is probably needed, painful though it is. As Bill Sees It, page 31. How thankful I am today to know that all my past failures were necessary for me to be where I am now. Through much pain came experience, and in suffering I became obedient. When I sought God as I understand Him, He shared His treasured gifts. Through experience and obedience, growth started, followed by gratitude. Yes, then came peace of mind, living in and sharing sobriety. As Bill Sees It, facing criticism. Sometimes we register surprise, shock, and anger when people find fault with AA. We are apt to be disturbed to such an extent that we cannot benefit by constructive criticism. This sort of resentment makes no friends and achieves no constructive purpose. Certainly, this is an area in which we can improve. Grapevine, July 1965. It is evident that the harmony, security, and future effectiveness of AA will depend largely upon our maintenance of a thoroughly non-aggressive and pacific attitude in all our public relations. This is an exacting assignment, because in our drinking days we were prone to anger, hostility, rebellion, and aggression. And even though we are now sober, the old patterns of behavior are to a degree still with us, always threatening to explode on any good excuse. But we now know this, and therefore I feel confident that in the conduct of our public affairs we shall always find the grace to exert restraint. 12 Concepts, page 69. Big Book quote. For the type of alcoholic who is able and willing to get well, little charity, in the ordinary sense of the word, is needed or wanted. The men who cry for money and shelter before conquering alcohol are on the wrong track. Alcoholics Anonymous, Working with Others, page 97. 24 hours a day. AA Thought for the Day. Some people find it hard to believe in a power greater than themselves, but not to believe in such a power forces us to atheism. It has been said that atheism is blind faith in the strange proposition that this universe originated in a cipher and aimlessly rushes nowhere. That's practically impossible to believe. I think we all can agree that alcohol is a power greater than ourselves, It certainly was in my case. I was helpless before the power of alcohol. Do I remember the things that happened to me because of the power of alcohol? Meditation for the day. The spiritual and moral will eventually overcome the material and unmoral. That is the purpose and destiny of the human race. Gradually, the spiritual is overcoming the material in our minds. Gradually, the moral is overcoming the unmoral. Faith, fellowship, and service are cures for most of the ills of the world. There is nothing in the field of personal relationships that they cannot do. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may do my share in making a better world. I pray that I may be part of the cure for the world. Hazelden Foundation, P.O. Box 176, Center City, Minnesota, 55012. I'm Sarah, and I'm an alcoholic.
We hope you enjoyed today's readings. You can also receive Transitions Daily via email and discuss today's readings in our secret Facebook group. So for more information, go to dailyaaemails.com today.
Other than the 24 hours a day reading, unless otherwise specified, all quotes copyright Alcoholics Anonymous World Services, Inc., 1952, 1957, 1967, 1973, 1975, 1976, 1980, 1981, 1984, 1985, 1988, 1990, or 2001.